In the far reaches of space, beyond the borders of known galaxies, a formidable alien species known as the Zorvans had prepared for their invasion of Earth. With technology far superior to that of humanity, they believed the conquest would be quick and easy. Their weapons, unlike anything the Earthlings had seen before, were designed to annihilate any threat. But there was one weapon that was their trump card: hydro weapons. The Zorvans had developed hydro weapons as the ultimate means of control. These weapons used water at high velocity and pressure, releasing it in devastating streams that could break through anything in their path. At first, it seemed like a genius design. Water could bypass most armor, penetrate buildings, and crush resistance without leaving any trace of destruction. It was the perfect weapon. However, the Zorvans had one flaw in their strategy. They underestimated humanity's resilience. On the day of the invasion, the skies over Earth darkened as the Zorvan fleet entered the atmosphere, massive ships hovering ominously. The world's governments scrambled to prepare, and humanity held its collective breath. But they were unprepared for the first attack, which came in the form of an overwhelming flood of hydro weapons. The Zorvans launched their weapons from their massive ships high above the ground. Streams of water rained down, piercing through skyscrapers, flooding entire cities, and overwhelming human defenses. The Zorvans watched from their ships, expecting to see a world on its knees. But instead, they saw something they didn't expect. Humans weren't dying. Humans weren't even being severely harmed. It didn't make sense. The hydro weapons had obliterated everything in their path on other worlds. Yet, on Earth, humanity appeared to be resisting. Those who were caught in the flood simply ran, dove for cover, or found shelter in buildings, as if they were used to such a challenge. "Impossible," one of the Zorvan commanders muttered. "They should be dead by now." The Zorvans sent down more torrents, expecting to see humanity break, but to their shock, the humans fought back. They built barricades from the debris left by the initial wave, fashioned makeshift weapons, and used the floods as an advantage. It seemed as though the more the Zorvans tried to drown them, the more the humans adapted. Then came the revelation: humans were immune to the effects of hydro weapons. The Zorvans had miscalculated in a way they couldn't have foreseen. They had underestimated the resilience of the human spirit and body. Humans, though not immune to injury in a traditional sense, were capable of surviving extreme conditions far beyond what the Zorvans had anticipated. One human, Captain Adam McAllister, led his team through the floodwaters, rallying his troops as they moved to take back their cities. The Zorvans had expected to crush humanity's resolve, but instead, they found that the human capacity for adaptation and survival was far greater than they had ever experienced. "We can't stop them," one Zorvan scientist reported from the observation deck of their mothership. "They are stronger than we thought. Their bodies are able to endure, and they've adapted to the hydro weapons far too quickly." Captain McAllister knew that the key to human survival wasn't just physical endurance, it was the human will to fight back. The Zorvans had underestimated the human determination to protect their home, their families, and their planet. The more the Zorvans threw at them, the more the humans became resourceful. As the floodwaters continued to surge, a group of humans in a city known as New York devised a plan. They realized that the Zorvans' ships were sending out concentrated streams of water from their weapons. If they could disable the ships, they might stop the barrage. Using the remains of their flooded city, the humans fashioned a series of makeshift boats, set up water jets, and worked together to build an assault strategy. They understood that while the Zorvans had superior technology, their own knowledge of the planet's terrain and conditions gave them an advantage. They had lived through storms, floods, and every kind of disaster on Earth, and they had learned to survive. The humans launched a daring strike against the Zorvan motherships. As they made their way through the waterlogged streets, their boats cut through the streams of water sent by the aliens, avoiding the worst of the hydro weapons. It wasn't easy, and many of them risked their lives, but their resourcefulness and bravery paid off. By the time the Zorvans realized what was happening, it was too late. The human forces reached their motherships and breached their defenses. The Zorvans' command centers were infiltrated, and their control over the hydro weapons began to falter. One by one, the the Zorvan ships were forced to retreat as the humans mounted a counteroffensive. The alien invaders, stunned by humanity's ability to withstand their most powerful weapon, were forced to retreat back into space. The humans had proven that they could survive not only their weapons, but also the aliens' expectations. The Zorvans had learned a hard lesson. Humanity was a force to be reckoned with. As the Earth recovered from the invasion, humans stood tall, more united than ever. They had faced an unimaginable enemy and had emerged victorious. The Zorvans' shock at human immunity to the Hydra weapons became a story that spread across the galaxy, a story that told all who would listen that humanity was not to be underestimated. From that day forward, the Zorvans and every other alien species knew one undeniable truth. Humanity's strength didn't come from its technology or its weapons. It came from the indomitable spirit of its people who could face any challenge, no matter how overwhelming, and come out the other side stronger. Humanity, **, yeah.